Okay, so let's get started as usual and we will restart from where we left it yesterday. Lo continuamos desde donde lo dejamos ayer. Bien, estábamos viendo estructuras, collocations que decimos como demasiado como para. Let's see as an example, como ejemplo and as a memory, ¿ok? Como recordatorio. Let's say, digamos, for example, las implicaciones son demasiado trascendentales. I like this word, me gusta esta palabra. Como para ser ignoradas por los formuladores de políticas. ¿Ok? We understand that as policies, ¿no? Lo entendemos como policies de políticas de seguimiento de normativas. Okay, so how do we say that? Okay, we're going to start saying by the implications are, and this is now demasiado adjetivo como para. So that's going to be too. The implications are too transcendental, you could say that, but far-reaching. You remember this? We were talking about this word. Far is like lejos, and reach is alcance o alcanzar. So alcance lejano, right? Reaching, so it is an adjective. So far-reaching. Let's understand this as trascendental, importante. Okay, it's another word for saying important. So the implications are too far-reaching, and now the important thing to be. Demasiado como para, okay, it's too, and then after this too, which is demasiado, you are going to say after the adjective, después del adjetivo, you're going to say to be, como para, okay, to be, para ser, okay, you are going to ignore this como. Son demasiado para ser ignoradas, okay, in Spanish it's true that you say como, but in English it's not necessary to say como here, so the implications are too far-reaching to be ignored by, okay, this is a passive form, no, es una forma pasiva, so we always, this for is going to be by the formuladores. So in that case, we're going to say policy makers. Okay. You see this instead of say formulators or something like that, it's better we say maker. Maker like hacedor, ¿no? El que hace algo. So policy makers, and this is going to be a single word, ¿no? Una palabra única. So the implications are too far-reaching to be ignored by the policymakers, and this would be an accurate, precise translation. Okay. So let's keep going. Okay, I like this one. We're going to say no me corresponde, okay? And let's say to state responsibilities, right? No me corresponde a mí, okay? Yeah, well, this is redundant, esto es redundante. No me corresponde cuestionar, digamos, las decisiones. There it is. Okay, so it's time to say this one. Es hora, tiempo de decir esta. So, no me corresponde. There are different ways to say this, okay? Hay diferentes formas de decir esto. No me corresponde. You can say the easiest way, la forma más fácil. You're gonna say, it is not for me. Okay? It's like, no es para mí, it is not for me to question. Then you go straight away to cuestionar, vas directamente a cuestionar. It is not for me to question the strategic decisions of the board. Like this. Or another way, otra forma. It is not up to me to question whatever, because then it's going to be exactly the same. It is not up to me. What is this? Up to? Up to someone. Up to someone means como depender de alguien, ¿ok? You could say in the subjunctive way, ¿no? En the subjunctive mode, in the tense, ¿no? En el tiempo del subjuntivo, podrías decir. Si fuera por mí, ya habríamos terminado el trabajo. For example, por ejemplo, how you say this? If it, si eso fuera por mí, you have to say if it, es decir, si eso fuera, if it were for me. This is an option, esto es una opción, ¿no? Si eso fuera por mí, if it were for me, you remember that in the subjunctive, recuerdas en el subjuntivo, you always use were, ¿ok? Siempre utilizas were. You never use was, okay? Was, it is true that in singular it was, but this is only for the past and this is subjunctive. So this we are stating hypothesis, ¿no? Estamos afirmando hipótesis. So if it were for me, it's always with were, okay? You don't use was in the subjunctive. No utilizas was en subjuntivo. Utilizas siempre were, although it's singular, aunque sea singular. If it were for me, we would have, ¿ok? Habríamos, have, haber, and habríamos, we would, con el would have, we already would have, ¿ok? It's true, we have the ya, so we already would have finished with ed because it's participle, es participio, so ed at the end, ed al final, regular verb, verbo regular. We already would have finished the work. And this could be, esto podría ser. But there is another one. You use, as before, utilizas el up to. Entonces, si eso fuera por mí, if it were up to me. Si eso fuera arriba para mí, if it was, it's like saying if it were, si eso fuera mi decisión. Okay. So, and you tell someone, le dices a alguien, it is up to you. If that person asks you, what should I do? ¿Qué debería hacer? What you want me to do? ¿Qué quieres que yo haga? And you say, it's up to you, okay? You choose. You can do whatever you want. So it is up to you. It's another way. Es otra forma de usarlo. It's another way of using this. All right. So let's keep up. Continuemos. Let's continue. And now let's say, okay. Ella fue la única gata que demostró experiencia práctica en blockchain. For example, let's say this. How do you say this? Okay, for this you are going to use the classic words like first, last, como primero, último, and only. So this would be like she was, in this case is a past, en este caso es un pasado, so you use was, no, you don't use were here. So she was the only candidate. She was to demonstrate, okay? En demostrar. Or, well, you could say who demonstrated or who proved, que probó, okay? Prove, probar, probar algo, is with V en inglés, es con V en inglés, en Spanish es probar, demostrar algo, en inglés es with V. Who proved practical experience in blockchain. Obviously, this is the same. So she was the only candidate who proved this is a way, or another one which is related to the ones that we've been previously doing, no relacionado con lo que hemos anteriormente hecho. She was the only candidate, and now instead of who, we are going to say to demonstrate, or to prove, you could say prove, or to demonstrate, why not? Demonstrate also exists. To demonstrate practical experience in blockchain, and then whatever. So as you say here, as you see here with to, okay? Con el to, as we've been doing lately, ¿no? Como hemos hecho últimamente, with the last examples, con los últimos ejemplos. Okay. And now this, the last sentence in this family of things, ¿no? En esta última familia de cosas, the last sentence, la última frase. Las nuevas regulaciones, let's say this, entrarán en vigor a partir del próximo año fiscal. For example, let's add something, añadimos algo. So, how do we start? Okay, the new regulations, okay, entrarán en vigor. Well, you could say with will, puedes decir con will. How do you say this? Will enter vigor that doesn't exist. We have the word vigor, tenemos la palabra vigor, and it means the same, significa lo mismo. Vigor, strength, ¿no? Vigor, strength is the same. Strength, fuerza. You know, from strength comes strong, which is fuerte. But you're not going to say will enter in vigor. People don't say this. This would make sense because this is right. Okay, if you go analyzing each of the words, this is correct, but it's not. It doesn't exist as an expression. So people would say the new regulations will take effect. Okay, it's most natural to say this. Okay, es lo más natural decir esto. The new regulations will take effect starting, a partir de, starting, empezando, starting the next fiscal year. Could say this, podríamos decir esto, why not? Or other ways, otras formas. The new regulations are to take effect. Son para tomar efecto. Is another way, okay? Es otra forma, again with to, otra vez con to. Another example of what we've been telling, ¿no? Otro ejemplo de lo que hemos estado diciendo de cómo puedes utilizar el to para conformar este tipo de expresiones. Las nuevas regulaciones están para tomar efecto a partir de another way, instead of starting, en vez de starting puedes decir from the next fiscal year on. You see? From something on, es decir, desde algo on, en adelante. On es like adelante, en este caso, ¿no? Hacia adelante. So from the next year on. like this, okay? This sounds simpler, ¿no? Esto se ve más simple, easier to understand. Next fiscal year on. If you want to say, si quieres decir, a partir del próximo, por ejemplo, a partir del lunes, you say from Monday on, es decir, desde el lunes en adelante. Okay, or starting Monday. You can also say this, starting Monday, as we did in the first example, como hicimos en el primer ejemplo. So starting the next year or from the next year on. That's a partir de. Okay, so the most important thing here are to take effect. Like, están para tomar efecto, como van a tomar efecto. All right, so let's keep up, let's keep going. And now we're going to use complex relative clauses, okay? Complejas relative clauses, como expresiones relativas, you'll see. With some examples, verás con algunos ejemplos. For example, let's say, la razón por la que la fusión fracasó, let's say, es que las culturas eran fundamentalmente incompatibles. Ok. Ok, de empresa, let's add, to make it clear. Eran, ok, fundamentalmente compatibles. Ok, long sentence, frase larga, but we can manage to do it. Podemos arreglárnoslas para hacerla. So, well, obviously, we're going to start by saying the reason. Por la que, the reason why, ¿ok? We don't get this more complicated than it needs to be, ¿no? No lo hacemos más complicado de lo que necesita ser. The reason why, la razón por qué, la razón por la que, the reason why. You remember this? The fusion, we can say fusion, but with companies it's better to say merger. You remember this, that I told you that merge is like fusionar, get things together, and merger with R at the end is like the noun, es el sustantivo, so merger, fusion. The reason why the merger failed is that, okay, is that, and now we say the cultures, the empresa, the cultures of company or the company cultures, okay, las culturas de empresa is that the company cultures were, and now you use were, obviously, were is the past, is a plural, no, es pasado, es plural, were fundamentally, like this, okay, fundamental, fundamental, fundamentally, fundamentalmente, fundamentally, incompatibles, incompatible, like this. And be very careful, this is incompatibles in Spanish because it's with S at the end, ¿no? Es con una S al final because it's plural, porque es plural, but remember that this doesn't apply in English, okay? Incompatible, like this. Adjectives never in plural, adjetivos nunca en plural en inglés. So that would be. It was a long sentence, it appeared that maybe it was going to be difficult, but as you can see, it was not as difficult as it may seem, ¿no? No es tan difícil como podía parecer. So, okay, let's see if we can have the line there. There it is. Okay. So let's go for the next one. I like this. Todo lo que queda. This is a very interesting expression that we should know. Todo lo que queda. Like stating that we've already done almost everything, ¿no? Como diciendo que ya hemos hecho casi todo. Todo lo que queda es finalizar. Let's add something, los detalles contractuales. For example, let's say this. Todo lo que queda. Well, this is all that remains. Todo lo que permanece, okay? You'll see that remain is a verb, remain es un verbo. It means permanecer. So imagine that you say in a ruin, for example, en una ruina, you could say after the bombings, we could say, después de los bombardeos, for example, let's say that. After the bombings, okay, bomba, bombing, bombardeo, after the bombings, solo, we could say, only a few buildings, unos pocos edificios, only a few buildings, or only few buildings, sounds better like this. Building is something countable, es algo contable, so you use few. Only few buildings remained, okay? And what's this? After the bombings, only few buildings remained. So let's write it. There it is. Después de los bombardeos, solo pocos edificios remained, permanecieron. It's like saying permanecieron o quedaron, would be the same, sería lo mismo. So that's an example with remain. After the bombings, only few buildings remained. So here, todo lo que queda, all that remains, okay, it's an expression for saying, solo queda hacer esto, todo lo que queda, all that remains. And it's something that you have to get used to say it like this, okay? Because it's an expression very common, very usual. People speak like that. Gente habla así. So all that remains, obviously now we're gonna say is, es, ¿no? Todo lo que queda is to finalize, is to end, or is to finish, or let's say is to finalize, just to say something different, something that we are not used to, algo que no estamos acostumbrados a. All that remains is to finalize the contractual details, and this is los contractuales detalles, the contractual details. Well, that's perfectly right. So let us keep going. And for next one, okay, just one moment. I'm having trouble with the page again. It's not working. No está funcionando. I have here the examples that I want to work with, and it's not working. No funciona. It's have to wait. Uh, 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 um, well, there it is. Yes. So now we're gonna say, okay, con la. One moment. There it is. Con la inflación. Just one moment. I think I can stop. Okay, we can keep going. So, let's see, we were already here. So, con la inflación, let's say. Y los desabastecimientos. You'll see this is a new word, nueva palabra. We're going to learn seriously. Seguramente con la inflación y los desabastecimientos, we're going to say los márgenes se han reducido. And there it is. Okay, se han reducido. Well, let's add something considerablemente. Okay, so let's start how we say this. Con la, okay? What we're looking here, lo que estamos mirando aquí, what's really important to us, what really matters, lo que realmente nos importa, is that con la, and para decir el con la y tal cosa. So how do we say this? How do we start saying this? We're gonna say what with. It's an expression. It's like saying que con. Yeah, I know it's counterintuitive, es contraintuitivo, it's not something that you would think about straight away, no es algo que no se te ocurriría directamente. You could say with the inflation, that's right, you could say with the inflation, just with the inflation, but it's very common that people say what with the inflation, okay? Like saying, stating something in a different way, ¿no? Es como decirlo de una forma diferente, something very common, and I wanted you to know this expression, quería que conocieras la expresión, what with the inflation. And how do we say this? Desabastecimiento. Well, there is no such word, so the best thing we can do is supply shortages. What is this? Short es corto, shortage es como ah, escasez, okay? Because water shortage, for example, people speak about water shortage when there is a drought, ¿no? Cuando hay una sequía, drought, people speak about water shortage, ¿no? Agua, escasez, agua corta, ¿no? Cortez de agua, ¿no? So on the supply shortage, so on the supply shortages. That's a plural, eso es un plural. What with the inflation and the supply shortages, como que con la inflación and los cortes de suministro and the supply shortages, now we're going to say the margins, los márgenes, han reducido, have, and this is interesting. It's an irregular verb that we don't see often. Es un verbo irregular que no vemos a menudo. And it's good that we see it. Shrink. Shrink, this verb, it means encoger o reducirse. Well, it's true that you could say have reduced. That's right, han reducido. That's perfectly right. But shrink, shrunk, shrunk. As you see, it's one of these that I-A-U is como de I-A-U. So in this case, we would need the third one, the participle. So margins have reduced. That's true. That's perfectly correct. In fact, we're going to leave it, have reduced or have shrunk. Okay? Have shrunk considerablemente. Okay, considerable is considerable, so considerably is the way that we are going to say considerablemente. Okay, considerable. We don't say considerably. No, we say considerably, like this. So there it is. All right, and let's keep going. What with? Okay, this is what was interesting to us. Es lo que era interesante para nosotros. ¿Qué con? What with? Let's keep going. Okay, whichever. Well, these ones, I'm sure you know them. Seguro que los conoces, the W words, ¿no? Las palabras de W. And then adding ever, ¿no? Y luego añadiendo ever just afterwards, ¿no? Justo por detrás. Let's set up some examples with everyone. So, for example, sea cual sea, this is the interesting thing, sea cual sea el enfoque que adoptemos, habrá desafíos en la implementación. Okay, sea cual sea. So, what's this? We need which, okay, because which is cual, okay? We could also use what, that's right, cual, because what es qué o cuál, depends, no? Depende. So it doesn't matter. So we're going to say what, okay? No, which. I prefer which because then we'll see what. So which, whichever. So this is like saying cual sea, cualquiera, whichever. And now we say whichever approach, cualquier enfoque, cualquiera que sea approach we adopt, whichever approach we adopt, there will be challenges, desafíos, in the implementation. This is going to be the same. So whichever approach, cual sea, sea cual sea, no, it's like saying cual sea enfoque nosotros adoptemos, whichever approach that we adopt, although it's not necessary, you can say whichever approach we adopt. So whichever, cual sea. And now, lo que sea, okay? Or we can use, as I told you, como te dije here, we can use whatever. También se puede utilizar whatever. Sea cual sea la decisión que tomes, asegúrate de que la piensas bien, por ejemplo. Sea cual sea. In blue. So now we're going to say whatever decision you take or make. It's better to say make. Es mejor decir make. With decisions, people say make. La gente dice make, hacer, tomar. Whatever decision, cual sea cualquiera decisión tú haces, you make, and then you say hazte seguro, ensure, okay? We can say make sure, hazte seguro, but we already have make here, ya tenemos make aquí, so ensure, okay? Asegúrate, ensure that you think it right, ¿no? De que la piensas correcto, you think it, you could say you think it good, you think it well, but you think it right. I think it's more natural, creo que es más natural. I think it's more common to say that, es más común decir eso. So there it is, perfect. So let's keep going. Now let's say, well, we could keep going with whenever, cuando sea, or this is cada vez que. Let's say, cada vez que la base, for example, de datos falla, perdemos horas de transacciones. Okay, for example. Different ways, diferentes formas, because you can say cuando sea que la base falla, or literally cada vez que. So, cada vez que sería every time that the database falla, fails or crashes. Sounds more natural like this, crash, ¿no? Como choca, se accidenta. Every time that the database crashes, we lose hours of transaction. Like this. We lose hours of transactions like this every time that the database crashes. Or another way, or otra forma, whenever the database crashes, and then it's going to be the same. It's like saying cuando sea, ¿no? You see how this works. ¿Ves cómo funciona? When es cuando, so we add whenever, and it is cuando sea que. Whenever the database crashes. So it's another way, otra forma. Okay, so after whenever we could say donde quiera, okay? And that's going to be obviously with wherever. So let's say donde quiera, for example, que haya incertidumbre, okay? Difficult sentence again. Los inversores son cautelosos. Okay, let's say this. Digamos esto. Donde quiera. How is this? ¿Cómo es esto? Where is donde, wherever, donde sea que, donde quiera que, wherever there is, how do you say, incertidumbre. Okay, certidumbre. Cierto, algo cierto se dice certain. So certainty is like certeza, certidumbre. And the opposite is uncertainty. So wherever there is uncertainty, the investors, okay, like invertir, investors, are cautious, like this. Caution is precaución, cautela. Cautious, cautelosos, precavidos, ¿ok? Everything that ends with oso in Spanish, acaba en oso en español, in English ends with O-U-S, O-U-S, cautious. Wherever there is uncertainty, the investors are cautious. That's very right. Okay. So let's keep up, and I like this. It's very important that we know these words. Muy importante que conozcamos estas palabras. Now, let's keep going. Por sofisticada que sea. Por sofisticada que sea la tecnología, for example, la supervisión humana sigue siendo esencial. Let's say this. How you say this? Por sofisticada que sea. Well, this is a little trap and this one is a little more difficult to see. Este es un poco más difícil de ver, but we are going to stick to the line, ¿no? Nos pegamos a la línea, we keep in the same line, ¿no? Seguimos en la misma línea with the ever, ¿no? Con los ever. Como sea de sofisticada, es decir, por sofisticada que sea, it's like however, you'll see, but you'll say however is sin embargo, however is sin embargo, right? Yeah, because we say como sea, it's the same as saying sin embargo. When you say we're doing this, however, sin embargo, como sea, I prefer to do another thing, prefiero hacer otra cosa. So, however, and now you say sophisticated, and it's the same, sophisticated, like this, okay? Sophisticated. You change the F for PH, cambias la F por PH. So, however sophisticated the technology is, human supervision, you could say this, human supervision, but let's say oversight. Okay, over is por encima and sight es visión. So, visión humana por encima. Human oversight sigue siendo, continúa, keeps being essential or remains essential. Okay, to use this word that we learned before, no, esta palabra que aprendimos antes, remain, permanece, continúa, is the same as saying continue, keep, remain. Different words for saying the same idea, ¿no? Diferentes palabras para decir la misma idea. Okay, and there it is. Okay, and then you could say, obviously, you could say whoever, quien sea. Quien haya, okay, let's say that. Quien haya dicho esto debería dar la cara, for example. We don't have this expression, it's like debería mostrar la cara, okay? Because it's with show the face, ¿no? Mostrar la cara. So, how do you say this? ¿Cómo dirías esto? Quien sea que haya dicho esto, whoever, quien sea, whoever said this, quien diga esto, quien haya dicho esto, whoever, quien dijo esto, quien sea que dijo esto, whoever has said this, quien sea ha dicho esto, whoever has said this should show his or her face. Okay, mostrar la cara. So, whoever, okay, I wanted to point your attention towards this, ¿no? Quería apuntar tu atención a esto, al quién, whoever. And as you know, you can use everything. So you have however, you have wherever, you have whenever, you have whoever, and then you have also whatever and whichever. And I think that's all of them. Son todos los que hay. All right, so let's change now a different thing. Okay, no importa cuánto lo planeemos. Siempre surgen complicaciones. Imprevistas. Let's add something. Añadimos algo. Well, you could go for the obvious easy thing here. Puedes ir a lo obvio, fácil aquí. You can say, it doesn't matter how much. No importa, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mind. You can say also it doesn't mind, it's the same, doesn't mind, no importa, it doesn't mind, but I prefer it doesn't matter, it's more formal, es más formal. Doesn't matter how much we plan it. Nosotros planeamos eso. Siempre. Always, siempre surgen, always arise, okay? Always, rise es surgir, always rise or always arise. There's a difference, hay una diferencia. Rise is for itself. Rise es que uno surge por sí mismo. And arise typically means that you are making it rise, ¿no? Que lo estás haciendo surgir. So always rise, let's say that they are by themselves, ¿no? Que son por ellas mismas. So it doesn't matter how much we plan it. Always rise. Complicaciones imprevistas. Complications, obviously, and imprevistas, unforeseen, we're going to say. Unpredictable, you could say unforeseen. Okay, this is as you can see here, seen es visto, ¿no? Algo visto, so for es previsto. As you know, for, you remember I told you sometimes, te digo algunas veces, forearm es el antebrazo, forehead es la frente, ¿no? La parte delantera de la cabeza. before, ¿no? Es la palabra para decir antes, literalmente significa ser antes. So for is a prefix that means previous, right? For es un prefijo que significa pre, ¿no? Anterior. Entonces, foreseen sería previsto. And if you say foreseen complications, complicaciones previstas, unforeseen imprevistas. Unforeseen complications. And it's better to say unforeseen complications always rise, okay? Because for that reason, always is better to have the subject first, ¿no? Es mejor el sujeto primero. Doesn't matter how much we plan it. Unforeseen complications or unpredictable, although this is not the same, unpredictable es como impredecibles. Unpredictable complications always rise. And there would be a perfect translation. So, okay, let's jump, yeah, different page now. Okay, and let's keep going, but give me just one moment because I have to drink water. Tu, tu, tu. Okay, perfect. So, we can resume, podemos continuar. Si no fuera por, I like this expression, si no fuera por tu intervención, el proyecto habría, habría sido censurado. Okay, let's say this. Si no fuera por. You could, again, you could go for the easiest thing. Puedes ir a la cosa más fácil. If it were not for your intervention. Si eso no fuera por tu intervención, if it were not for your intervention, again, were, okay, because it's subjunctive, no? Es subjuntivo, so were, instead of was. If it were not for your intervention, the project would have been, because it is habría, so haber with would, for it being habría, para que sea ia at the end, ¿no? Para que sea ia al final. The project would have been censor es censurar, censored, censurado, like this. And another way, but for your intervention, this is like saying, pero por tu intervención, but for the project would have been censored. Again, I know this is a counterintuitive expression, es una expresión contraintuitiva, something that you don't expect, ¿no? Es algo que no esperas que sea así. But for meaning si no fuera por. Yeah, but again, as like with the what with before, ¿no? Con el what with antes que decíamos que tampoco tenía mucho sentido, pues el but for is another expression, okay? It sounds very formal, it sounds very high level if you use it, ¿no? Suena muy alto nivel si lo dices. Si no fuera por, but for your intervention. Okay, and now let's go for idiomatic structures and collocations, advanced collocations. Pase lo que pase. I like this one a lot. Me gusta mucho esta. Pase lo que pase, lanzaremos el producto. And I think this is very easy. Es muy fácil. So we're going to make it more complicated. Hemos invertido demasiado para retroceder ahora. Okay, pase lo que pase. Well, you could say, whatever happens, lo que sea que pase, okay, this would be correct. We will launch, ¿no? Lanzaremos, we will launch the product. And now we say we have invested, nosotros hemos invertido, we have invested demasiado, too much, demasiado mucho, to retroceder, retreat now. Retroceder, retratar. It's the same, it's the same, retratar, retroceder. We have invested too much to retreat now. Hemos invertido mucho para echarnos atrás ahora. To retreat now, or why not? You could say to go back now, ¿no? Para ir atrás ahora. Okay, but you can say this another way. We will launch the product, lanzaremos el producto, we will launch the product, come what may. Like, venga lo que pueda. Okay, you see? Venga, es decir, del verbo venir, come, venga lo que pueda, venga lo que sea. We launch the product, come what may. We have invested, and then it's going to be the same. Okay? So, come what may. Venga lo que pueda, come what. It's an expression, okay? Venga lo que sea, venga lo que pueda. So, perfect. This one, let's say, lejos de criticar tus. Lejos, yeah, let's say, lejos de mí criticar tus métodos. Pero la conclusión, digamos, parece sesgada. I like this because we get the chance to see sesgado. This is a very interesting word, una palabra muy interesante. Okay. You could say far from me, como lejos de mí. That's right. Though people, aunque la gente, far be it, como lejos es sea eso, far be it from me to criticize your methods. Como lejos eso sea de mí. But it is true that this could be redundant, so far from me, lejos de mí, or far be it, lejos sea de mí, far be it from me to criticize your methods. Pero the conclusion seems, how do you say this? Biased, okay? Bias is like prejuicio, sesgo. Biased is obviously adjectivized, ¿no? Adjetivado with ed, ¿no? Con ed. Biased. Eh, for example, imagine we could say another word with bias, otra forma con bias podríamos decir, todos tenemos, digamos, prejuicios de género, raza, podríamos decir, y quien diga que no, miente. ¿Ok? So, how would we say this? ¿Cómo diríamos esto? Todos, we all, ¿no? Todos nosotros, ¿se entiende? We all have prejudices, you could say this, but in this case we are going to say we all have bias of gender, race, and quien sea, and whoever, quien sea que diga whoever says no, quien sea que diga que no, lies, ¿no? Miente, or is lying, está mintiendo. It sounds more natural in English like that. Está mintiendo o mienten. Let's say in Spanish, digámoslo en español. Quien diga que no, mienten. Whoever says no, he lies, ¿no? Quien sea que no, él miente. Ok, bias, prejuicio o sesgo, typically for discrimination, ¿no? Típicamente para discriminación. So, ok. Basta decir, I like this one. Basta decir que la auditoría reveló bastantes irregularidades. Ok. Basta decir. I like this. Me gusta esta. Eh, in this case, we're going to use the verb suffice. Utilizamos el verbo suffice, que es como ser suficiente. Suffice it, es decir, suficiente sea eso, es decir, haga suficiente. There is no word like this in Spanish. No hay palabra así en español que sea como suficiente. Es como suficiente sea, ¿no? Es suficiente eso. Suffice it to say, suficiente eso, decir, suffice it to say that the audit revealed several irregularities. Like this, okay? Regularity is in the singular and irregularities is in the plural. So, suffice it to say, suffice. Suficiente, ser suficiente, ¿ok? For example, puedes decir, creo que, por ejemplo, eh, creo que dedicar 2 horas será suficiente. Imagina que queremos decir esta frase. Different ways, diferentes formas. Podemos decir, I think that dedicating 2 hours you could say, will be enough. Será suficiente. This is correct. Or you could say, I reckon, let's say something different, okay? Something different than think. Algo diferente. Reckon es como me parece que, considero que. I reckon, I consider that dedicating 2 hours, whatever, will suffice. It's like, is a verb, es un verbo, como si suficiente se convirtiera en un verbo. Será suficiente, will suffice. Okay, because you can say enough or sufficient, because with this there is not only one word for suficiente. You have enough and you have sufficient. Sufficient is also suficiente. So suffice is then the verb. Suffice luego es el verbo. So perfect. So let's keep going, and now we're gonna say ni que decir tiene. I love this, me gusta esto. Ni que decir tiene que el descubrimiento. Let's change it. Ni que decir tiene que sí, el descubrimiento del fuego cambió la vida del hombre. Ok, let's say this. Ni que decir tiene. How is this? ¿Cómo es esto? Es como decir innecesario decir. Unnecessary, you could say unnecessary, like this. Necesario, necessary, and unnecessary, innecesario. Yeah, this is innecesario, but this is made differently. Esto se hace diferentemente. Or you say needless. Ok, you know, need es necesitar, needless como no necesitar, is the negative, ¿no? Es el negativo. Needless to say, insuficiente, innecesario decir. Needless to say that needless to say that the discovery of the fire, or of fire, because we're speaking in general terms, ¿no? Hablamos en términos generales. Needless to say that the discovery of fire changed the life of men, ¿no? La vida de los hombres, in plural, life of men, la vida de hombres. Life of, life of men, like this, in singular, but it speaks generally, ¿no? Habla en general del hombre. Okay. So let's continue. Por así decirlo, I like that. El director, for example, se ha convertido, por así decirlo, en el rostro público de la responsabilidad corporativa. Okay. Again, difficult sentence. De nuevo, frase difícil. So we're going to say the director, it's the same, has become. Okay, you know, the verb here is become, convertirse en, llegar a ser, become. The past is became, and then the participle again comes to vuelve a ser, become. So in this case, we are using the third column, which is the participle become. The director has become, so to say. Okay, so to speak, so to say, or so to speak, por así decirlo. Así por hablar, so to say, literalmente. The director has become, so to say, or so to speak. The public, okay, with become you never use prepositions after, okay. Con become no dices preposiciones después. Become in, convertirse en, no. Become the public face, rostro público, the public face of corporate responsibility. Okay, you remember responsibility. I always insist in this. Siempre insisto en esto. Responsibility. That's the difference with respect in Spanish. No es la diferencia respecto al español. Responsabilidad in English, responsibility. With I instead of A, ¿no? Con una I en vez de una A. Ok. Another way, otra forma de por así decirlo. Digamos, el viejo sistema estaba, bueno, el sistema antiguo, ¿no? El antiguo sistema, el sistema antiguo estaba, por así decirlo, mm, eh, mantenido unido con cinta adhesiva digital. I like this one. This is like a joke. Este es como un chiste. El sistema antiguo. Well, the old system, we're gonna say, el sistema viejo. The old system estaba, por así decirlo, so to say, so to speak, or as it were. Como eso era. Es decir, el sistema viejo estaba como eso era, por así decirlo. Mantenido unido, held together. Ok, hold, held. Ok, mantener. So, held together, mantenido junto, held together with digital, con digital, duct tape. Es cinta adhesiva, ok. Duct como de pegar, and tape es cinta. So, duct tape. Perfect. So, as it were, is another expression very similar to so to say or so to speak. So, let's keep going. En cierto modo, o en cierta manera. En cierto modo, digamos, la inteligencia artificial, digamos, es la nueva, es la electricidad, digamos, electricidad del siglo XXI. Por ejemplo. In some manner, ¿no? En cierta forma, in some manner, in some manner, en alguna manera, artificial intelligence is the electricity, es la electricidad, is the electricity of 21st century, like this. You'll see in English we never use the Roman numbers, nunca usamos los números romanos, siempre decimos vigésimo primer, 21st, ¿no? Eso, vigésimo primero, of the 21st century. Another way, otra forma. In a manner of speaking, en una forma de hablar, okay, and that's also the expression for es una manera de hablar, ¿no? When you say this is not literal, esto no es literal, this is just a manner of speaking, ¿no? Es una manera de hablar, literalmente. In a manner of speaking, artificial intelligence, is the same. All right, so we change, we go. I love this one. A falta de una palabra mejor, digamos. El ambiente era, a falta de una palabra mejor, tenso. For example, let's say this. How you say ambiente. Different words. You could say the atmosphere or the environment. As you know, environment, el ambiente. Well, let's say the atmosphere, la atmósfera. The atmosphere was a falta, ¿no? De una palabra mejor. This is expression, an expression. Esto es una expresión, ¿ok? So don't expect this to be literal. No esperes que esto sea literal because it is not going to be. We say for want of a better word. For want of a better word. This is literal. Esto es literal. Mejor palabra, ¿no? A better word, una palabra mejor. Por querencia de una palabra mejor, ¿no? Que en vez de por falta, que falta sería como decir lack, ¿no? Ausencia, for lack of a better word, but we say for want. It's an expression. Por querer una palabra mejor. The atmosphere was, for want of a better word, tense, like this. Okay. And let's keep going. And now we're going to say en general, but we're not going to translate it into in general. No lo traduciremos como in general, which is obvious, lo cual es obvio. We're going to see something different. Veremos algo diferente. Por ejemplo, en general, la reestructuración, digamos, ha mejorado la eficiencia operativa. So, how we say this? ¿Cómo decimos esto? As we said before, we could say in general, restructuring, okay? Because it's structure, es estructura, so restructuring. Restructuration doesn't exist, structuration, estructuración, no. In Spanish is estructuración, but in English is structuring, ¿vale? Con ing. So, in general, the restructuring has improved, ha mejorado, has improved operational, operativo, okay? Operational. No, it is not operative. You could say operative. Yeah, it's right. You could say operative, but operational sounds better. Operational efficiency. Efficiencia. Okay, efficiency. Like this. Efficient, eficiente, efficiency, eficiencia. So this is one way. Esta es una forma, in general. And you can also use this expression by and large. By and large, the restructuring has improved whatever, okay? We're not going to keep going. By and large is like por y largo, es decir, como, bueno, más que largo, grande. Por y grande, como a grandes rasgos, ¿ok? A grandes rasgos también se traduciría como by and large. Yeah, in fact, it's better to say a grandes rasgos, es mejor, because in general, en general, ya se dice in general. So, a grandes rasgos, by and large, that's the expression. But they are the same, son lo mismo. So, don't get confused, no los confundas. And now we're going to say en su mayor parte. En su mayor parte, las negociaciones, digamos, procedieron sin desacuerdos. Okay, let's say this. For this, we're going to say por la mayor parte, for the most part, por la mayoría parte, for the most part, the negotiations proceeded without disagreements, sin desacuerdos. Okay, proceed, this is proceder. The word proceed, proceder, proceeded, procedieron, without, sin disagreements, you know, agreements, acuerdos, disagreements, desacuerdos. So, for the most part, por la mayor parte, that's the expression. Esa es la expresión. Let's keep going. And now we're going to see mixed complex conditional, okay? Complejos mezclas de condicionales. For example, si no fuera por la pandemia, ya nos habríamos expandido a mercados asiáticos. Okay, let's say this, digamos esto, si no fuera por. We can say if it were not for the pandemic, okay? Es como pandémico, pandemic. There is no pandemic, it doesn't exist. If it were not for the pandemic, we already would have expandido into hacia Asian markets. Okay, that's perfect. But another way, were it not for the pandemic, and you'll see it's the same, but just a little more complex, ¿no? Fuera no por la pandemia, were it not for the pandemic, we already would have expanded into Asian markets, and that's going to be the same, ¿no? Eso va a ser lo mismo. Okay, and this was in the present, if we can speak about present in the subjunctive, ¿no? Si podemos hablar de un presente en el subjuntivo, esto es sencillo, ¿no? Relativamente sencillo. Si no fuera, let's give it up a notch, ¿no? Aumentémoslo una muesca. Digamos, si no hubiera sido, now this is composed, ahora esto es compuesto, be careful. Si no hubiera sido por su advertencia oportuna, habríamos sufrido una catástrofe, digamos esto. Si no hubiera sido. Well, you'll see it's not big deal. No es una gran cosa tampoco. Big deal, dije esto. Big deal es como gran asunto, ¿ok? If someone says, si alguien dice this is not big deal, es quiere decir que no es gran asunto, no es gran cosa. So, if it hadn't been, si eso no hubiera sido, if it hadn't been for his oportuno, timely, como a tiempo, timely. Don't say opportunistic. You could say opportunistic like this. Esto es oportunista, ¿ok? When you take chances and you take advantage of them, ¿no? Tomas ventaja, te aprovechas de ellas. So if it hadn't been for his timely warning, advertencia, hadn't been for his timely warning, we would have suffered a catastrophe. This is like this, catastrophe. It's like the same as in Spanish, igual que en español, but with PH instead of F, ¿no? Con PH en vez de F. And you can also say, had it not been for his timely warning, we would have, again, the same. Had it not been, hubiera no sido. You see, it's the same as before, es lo mismo que antes. A little inversion, ¿no? Una pequeña inversión at the beginning, al principio. Okay. Now let's say, I like this one for the vocabulary. Me gusta esta siguiente por el vocabulario and because it gives us the opportunity to keep practicing with this. Nos da la oportunidad de seguir practicando con esto. Digamos, si no hubiera sido, again, we're going to make it complicated. Si no hubiera sido por el hecho de que tiene titularidad, habría sido despedido. Ok. Si no hubiera sido, again, we have two ways, tenemos dos formas. If it hadn't been for the fact that he has tenure, this is the word, okay, tenure, he would have been fired, yeah, that's right, sacked is another one, yes, dismissed. This is the most formal, este es el más formal, dismiss, someone dismissed. He would have been dismissed. Or, as we said before, had it not been for the fact that he has tenure and whatever, would be the same, okay? It's the same inversion, es la misma inversión. And now there is another one, which is even more formal. Hay uno que es aún todavía más formal, and it's about time that we know. We're going to say, habría renunciado yo, okay? We're going to clarify that, aclaremos eso. Yo habría renunciado si no fuera porque tengo una hipoteca que pagar. Okay, let's say, and we're gonna make it in yellow. So, how we say this? I would have, yo habría. Obviously, we're going to start with I would have. For some reason, it is not painted in yellow, which is that I want. I would have. It's in yellow now. Okay, I would have resign. A better thing here is resign. Okay, resign es resignar, pero también es como renunciar. I would have resigned if it were not, si no fuera, if it were not, because I have a mortgage, this is the word for hipoteca, a mortgage to pay. This is correct, but you can also say I would have resigned, but that I have a mortgage to pay. And this is another expression, es otra expresión, but that, es como decir si no fuera porque, si no fuera porque, but that, o si no fuera por, si no fuera porque, ¿ok? But that. Pero eso, okay, it's a collocation, es una colocación, it's an expression that people use instead of saying si no fuera por. Though this is more advanced, esto es más avanzado. Not everybody uses it, ¿no? No todo el mundo usa esto. Okay, and now let's say, asumiendo que los ensayos, por ejemplo, tengan éxito, podríamos ver la aprobación para 2027, por ejemplo. Eh, asumiendo que, assuming that de ensayos, trial, okay? Trial, it's like a try, intentar, and trial is the noun, right? Es el sustantivo. Assuming that the trials have success, tengan éxito. Okay, but we have succeed, ¿vale? Succeed is the verb, ¿no? Succeed es el verbo de tener éxito. So, assuming that the trials succeed is a plural. Assuming that the trials succeed, we could see, nosotros podríamos ver, we could see su aprobación, let's say, su aprobación de lo que sea, we could see its approval, like this, okay, aprobar, approval, aprobación, we could see its approval by 2027, like this, or 2027. By, okay, is for state in the future, para indicar el futuro, always with by, siempre con el by. So, assuming that the trials succeed, we could see its approval by 2027, ¿no? Podríamos ver el éxito para 2027. Ok, so, concediendo que las intenciones eran buenas, la ejecución resultó desastrosa, digamos. Ok, concediendo que, conceder, how is that? ¿Cómo es eso? El verbo conceder. That's grant, ok? Grant is also una beca, when they give you money to study. So, granting that, concediendo que, granting that the intentions, ¿no? Concediendo que las intenciones, granting that the intentions were good, the execution resultó, was, ok, fue, or resulted, resultó, the execution resulted disastrous. Okay, disaster is desastre, disastrous, it ends with oso, termina en oso o en osa, so o-us en inglés, os. The execution resulted disastrous. And with grant expression, take something for granted. I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this. Take something for granted. This is tomar algo por garantizado, dar algo por hecho. Okay. Imagine we're going to say an example with this. Diremos un ejemplo con esto. Por ejemplo, es posible que mañana te asciendan, pero no lo des por hecho, no lo des por garantizado, ¿ok? So, this would be like this. It is possible that tomorrow you get promoted. Tú eres promoted, you get promoted. But don't take it for granted. Pero no tomes eso por garantizado, ¿ok? Take something for granted. Tomar algo por garantizado. And now, let's say, I'm sorry, ok. A condición de que. I like that one a lot. Me gusta ese mucho. A condición de que. Hacer algo a condición de que. So, let's set example. Pongamos el ejemplo. Liberaremos los fondos a condición de que un auditor independiente supervise el gasto. Ok, let's say this. Nosotros, we will, obviously this is a future, obviamente es un futuro, we will release the funds, los fondos, the funds, on the condition, en la condición de que, on the condition that, okay? Instead of saying a condición, decimos en la condición, on the condition that an independent auditor supervise, oversees, ¿no? Vea por encima, or, well, it's true, you could say oversees, or supervises, supervises, oversees, the expenditure, ¿ok? Expend es gastar, they're expensive, ¿no? De ahí lo de expensive, que es caro, expend, gastar de expenditure, el gasto, ¿ok? Because you could say the waste, pero esto es el mal gasto. The expenditure, like this. Okay, and the last one, a menos que y hasta que. A menos que es como, well, we'll see. For example, la patente no será transferida a menos que y hasta que se reciba el pago. And for this, we're going to say, para este vamos a decir lo siguiente. The patent will not be transferred with double R, okay, con doble R, because, you know, I like to consider that these words are bisyllable, ¿no? Me gusta considerar estas palabras bisílabas, transfer. I'm sorry, monosyllable. Me gusta considerar las monosílabas. So, transfer with double R Unless, eso se dice, a menos que es unless. Y hasta que también se dice until. So it's a combination of both, ¿no? Es una combinación de ambas. The patent will not be transferred unless and until, hasta, a menos que y hasta que until se reciba el pago, the payment is received. Okay, this is a typical that se reciba. You can't say se, no puedes decir se, so you need the passive, necesitas la pasiva, que el pago es recibido. So unless, a menos que, and then until, hasta que. So it's a combination of both, and this was interesting because it allowed us to see both, ¿no? Nos permitía ver ambas esta frase. The patent will not be transferred unless and until, a menos que y hasta que, the payment is received, recibido. Okay, so we are almost reaching the end of the document that I have here. So I guess for tomorrow we will end it, lo terminaremos, and we'll do something different. Okay, so have a good day, and I hope that you get well soon. Bye.